Greetings and thank you for joining the weekly meditation of Calgary Mindfulness, where every Sunday morning we meditate for 15 minutes on a different topic, often suggested by our practicing community. If you would like to join these meditations live, or if you would like to attend in-person meditations around the Calgary area during the summer months, please email calgarymindfulness@gmail.com. I hope you enjoy this practice and wishing you a wonderful week. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Always a pleasure to meet with you on our Sunday morning meditation. And taking a deep breath, noticing the rise and fall of the chest, noticing a small smile stretching up the face, lifting the inside of the mouth, lifting the face. Noticing the hands relaxed, palms up. And just taking several deep breaths. Grateful for this time we have together. Grateful for the opportunity to spend time, quality time with ourselves. Sending out feelers to all of the other people on the planet sharing this time with us. Here we are connected through time and space. And so those limitations have fallen away. We can share our loving kindness with all beings, regardless of time, location. And just noticing the rise and fall of the chest and belly as we continue to breathe. All the while giving thanks for this beautiful time together. As the breathing begins to slow and the mind begins to slow, we call up any of our thoughts. We observe, always coming back to the breath, recognizing, being aware of each of our thoughts, but allowing them to pass unruminated, and of course, grateful for the discipline we are developing in choosing to honor what serves us and leaving behind what does not serve us right now. Today, we continue our series on how to keep it together in stressful times. That has been the number one topic that people are sending in by email or message, or even talking to me about in my circle. And each week since the beginning of September, we've explored a different take, whether it's mindfulness of thoughts, emotions, and so on. So we are now, I think, 8 episodes into this topic. I'm just looking at my cat at the windowsill waiting to get in. Sending out the call for today's meditation, I had posted an image of emotional intensity. So it was a thermometer, which I'll include in the podcast for this this meditation today. And at the bottom is green, where we are able to work with difference and disagreement in a way that is completely healthy and allows us to engage some of our great problem-solving skills. And of course, at the top of that thermometer, it's red, and the key emotions there are rage and fury, frustration. And in preparing for today's meditation, I was called to think about how much time do we spend at the rage and fury end of this spectrum? And of course, social media algorithms and news media, they make more money if we stay at the rage end of the spectrum. So here we are as a society enraged so that social media companies and so on can make more money. And not only is that an unhealthy way to interpret the universe, where we perceive every act as an act of war, right? It's completely unhealthy, but it's also inaccurate if you are not living in an active war zone. If our ideologies persuade us to consider day-to-day life as an active war zone, then our ideologies encourage us to stay at the rage end of the spectrum, which again remains not only unhealthy but inaccurate. So this war between good and evil, this war between right and wrong, different politicians, different groups, it is an unhealthy and inaccurate way to respond to difference. It is deeply intolerant. And here we are in the age of ideological fundamentalism, nourished by social media and media. So how much of our thinking, how many of our emotions are caught up in that unhealthy, inaccurate way of perceiving the world? Our cognition has been hijacked. Sometimes we may think, oh, it's okay if it's unhealthy because at least I'm being real. However, we're not being real. We are also inaccurately perceiving the world around us if we continue to exist in a state of rage and frustration and anger. And most people I know, they want the truth. They want to perceive truthfully. They want to respond truthfully. So I find that understanding being caught up in rage as being inaccurate is quite helpful in promoting a mindful review of our thoughts and actions. How many of our thoughts and emotions are tied up in anger and rage? Do we want this for ourselves and our communities? Do we want something better? As meditators, our first stop is to review our own thoughts and emotions. And basically, step two, accept. Yeah, quite a few of my thoughts and emotions are hijacked by rage. Why? Well, it feels good. It feels good to be right. It feels clear. It feels black and white. It feels like we can take a stand. Stuff makes sense when we're angry. And so let's nurture that part of ourselves that longs for clarity, that longs for ease. We don't have to make all the decisions. They're done for us by ideology, right? That's where the ease comes into play. So we want that. We want clarity and ease in our day-to-day lives. And just recognizing and accepting that that is where we're at, and it's okay. As we continue to sit and practice, noticing any hot emotions and thoughts that arise. Where do my thoughts of and emotions of rage and anger, where do they come from? Where are they going? Is it directed at external actors outside of my immediate circle? Do I feel rage and frustration with my immediate circle? And if so, why? Is it because people aren't doing what I want? They're not doing what I want quickly enough? They're not anticipating my needs quickly enough? So what's the root cause of that? What is the root of that? Fear of not having enough time, of not getting enough done, scarcity of time, scarcity of resources. And as we continue to inhale and exhale, accepting, acknowledging, and nurturing the fact that we want to be safe. We want enough. We want enough time. We want enough stuff. We want to be able to protect our communities and our loved ones. So often the root of rage is this scarcity thinking, where we're worried we may not have enough. And in fact, in our day-to-day lives, we may be struggling. To feed our families. We may be struggling with unemployment. Let's continue to inhale and exhale, noticing our thoughts of rage, fury, and anger that arise, and allowing our intuition to provide a root cause. What is it that I want? What would allow me to let go of these thoughts of rage and anger and frustration? What do I need? How would I feel were I to let go of these thoughts of rage and anger? What does it feel like to understand that I am already safe? I'm struggling for work. With my perseverance, new work will arise, may be different, but may also provide new opportunities. I'm struggling to feed my family, considering alternatives that I can use for help. Less processed cooking with more raw ingredients is less expensive. Much is available at food banks. Where can I feel safe and not ashamed to ask for help? If I don't get everything I need to get done, what is the real consequence? Where can I ask for help? Reminding ourselves that our communities of loved ones, faith communities, family are available for us. Looking to our community to provide support when needed. Whether it's just to talk things out or physically, we are not alone. And continuing to enjoy the rise and fall of the torso and belly as we breathe. Enjoying this recognition that we are not alone. Enjoying the confidence and competence that we create when we diffuse our feelings of rage and anger by thoughtful nurturing. I invite you to pick up any of the thoughts and feelings that arose today for further journaling and problem solving, if you like, or to sit and practice for longer than our Sunday 15-minute meditation allows. Again, noticing what arises, exploring what may be at the heart of that fear, enjoying what it would feel like to let go of that fear, and recognizing that we may need to make some behavioral changes in our day-to-day lives. Ask for help if needed. Also recognizing and accepting that if we have a lot of momentum in this direction of rage and anger, it's going to take a little while to turn momentum back the other way. And the fastest way is gratitude. So let's commit over the week as we notice angry, rage-filled thoughts. Stop and count 3 to 7 things that we're grateful for. They can be absolutely little things. A clear, easy breath, a beautiful sunrise, the happy lick of a pup, saying hello to my family, being able to provide those little things that we are able to provide, the ease of a clear, open breath, the wonder of being able to sit in practice, nourishing our hearts and minds, the self-respect we gain in choosing highest and best for ourselves. All of these things can be wonderful sources of moment-by-moment gratitude that can help pull us out of the rage trance. Thank you for meeting with me today. I look forward to seeing you next week. Wishing you a very happy Halloween.